And we are recording. Welcome back to SSDV. This is the host, the big, the buff, the black, aka One Nut in the Sack. What's that in the back? It's the motherfucking Mac, not the act, because you know sanctions and shit like that. Neither here nor there. But now we square. To the left, we have T. You've heard it 1,000 times before, and I'm gonna say it again. She loves to sin, but she likes to pee. It's always on me.
Shut the
Hell yeah.
Every single time, bro. You gotta tell everybody that every single time.
She likes to squirt. She likes to work. When you do that shit, she getting on them perks. Nah, she don't do drugs. She just gets love. Love is also a drug, though. Neither here nor there, because I don't care. She likes to get fucked in her derriere. But that's neither here nor there. All right. Next to her, we got Vanessa, the one that's known as Tesla. She likes to drive a Tesla because it goes fast. When she passes gas, she likes to make you crash.
Damn.
Or something like that. I don't fucking know. Is that true?
No.
What was that? Is that true?
No, that's not true.
It sounds like a true story.
Possibly, maybe.
Ugh.
Slightly true. I don't know. Could've
No
happened.
Brussels sprouts for you. No Brussels sprouts.
Allegedly.
You just gotta do it and then hold his head underneath the blanket.
Yeah.
All right. So, to my right is out of sight. She'll have that pussy kinda tight. You know it's also kinda wet when you fucking her with sex. It is Cat.
What kind of interest?
In a Cadillac,
You're fucking
60 flat,
You're fucking over
4 hoes in the back.
While she's choking on a sack. You say 4 holes in her back?
Yeah, she just has
Why is there 4 holes in her back? I mean,
I'm
2
sorry,
behind the
I lied.
kneecap, 1
3.
inside the asshole.
She got 3 hoes.
Whoa.
All right. So anyway,
What? That's what your car says?
next to okay.
It does say 300.
Next to Cat, we got TJ. That nigga ain't gay. He's just an old fade, which also means gay, but it is what it is. You know, we knew it's shit. God damn! I heard his dick is thick, but that ain't coming from me. And I heard his dick was red. I ain't shit I said though, cause that's gay.
Why?
Okay, what
Why?
about Clint?
Why what?
Why?
Why what?
You can leave me out.
the last part?
All right.
Oh,
Right
fuck.
across from me is that nigga known as Thick. When we do that shit, you know he's smoking the brick, or is he selling the brick? I don't fucking know. He could be shitting the brick for all I fucking know. But
You
hey,
gotta put Yancey's arm in a splint.
you know how hard it is for me? If he does that, he has to masturbate for me. Not like jerk himself off, but like jerk me off, because I can't do it because my arm's in the
I'll
splint.
help you out.
You'll
No,
get-
I don't want. No, the person that broke my arm has to do it.
I'll just give you a Dutch rudder with your other arm. It's fine.
We'd be like the Amish having sex. Like I'm not doing it, but you know, just rock the bed enough for me to get it done.
What the fuck was that shit called
I
again?
don't fucking know.
There was a name for it where
Hey,
it was
where's
like.
the whatchamacallit? Go grab the
I don't know
ashtray.
where it was, but that's where I had it close to me.
Where's the ashtray?
I don't know.
Where'd you put the ashtray?
On the table.
Can you find the ashtray?
It's on my table.
Thank you kindly.
I just look at where I'm at. I can't get up.
Yeah,
You jumped that
could've-
wall.
You could have easily just go get the ashtray.
I'm sorry.
And this is what I saw immediately in the moment.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank
Thank you for actually using a goddamn ashtray. All right.
Thank you.
I was helping
for
in the moment.
helping in the moment.
In the moment is how you get pregnant.
True.
Anyway,
You wouldn't know, wouldn't you?
hell yeah, I got pregnant like 5 times already. I fell down a couple of steps every time though. Neither here nor there. So,
All right, bizarre.
a couple of podcasts ago or whatnot, I made the statement that the newer generation is entitled. Right? I want to take a little bit of time and explain a portion of that here. Just a portion, not a lot, just a portion. And one of the big reasons why I'm going to sit here and say that the newer generation is, you know, some of the most entitled little pussies I've ever met is because the simple fact of the matter is that the newer generation allows anxiety to rule their fucking lives. Now, we all go through anxiety. We all go through our ups and downs. We all have to face our fears at one point in time. Now, the difference that I personally see within, you know, the newer generation and the older generation, my generation and above, and I can't even say my generation. My generation starts off with, you know, the faggotry we got going on now. The biggest thing that I see the difference is the toughness of the childhood, if you will. Being forced to, you know, handle your business, being forced to face your fears, being forced to deal with uncomfortable situations. Do you guys agree or disagree or no? Yes, no, maybe so, 99, 100?
I need examples.
You need examples of what?
I don't need examples. I 100%.
Yeah.
So
100%
wait,
agree.
why do you need examples?
No, as in the comparison. What is the comparison?
What do you mean? What's a comparison? I literally just said the newer generation isn't forced to face their fears like the older generation was. Like my generation or not, we're forced to face our fears. It's one of those things, oh no, I'm scared to do this, that, and the third. Well, figure the fuck out. Whereas, the newer generation, I'm scared to do this, that, and the third. I do it for you, sweetie.
Ooh.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on the situation.
There's also a lot
I feel
more.
like it depends on like the parenting styles.
Parenting styles.
Yeah.
Parenting styles of the newer generation, maybe, not the older generation.
What age is the newer generation?
The newer generation, alright, so here's what I'm going to say for the newer generation, right?
Talking about me and Cap.
No, here's what I'm going to sit here and say, right? If you're born after 1993, you're part of that fucking newer generation I'm talking about. Despite you being a part of my generation, I don't count you as part of my generation. You're a generation of fucking pussies.
You're an old ass man.
It is what it is. I am an old ass man. Once you hit that dirty 30, some shit changes in you. So if you're dirty 30 right now and above, you're a part of the shit I'm talking about. But if you're the other shit, yeah, fuck that noise.
I agree.
I'm 12.
All right, so
Five men.
but no, do you agree with the examples, the statement, or no? Yes, no, maybe so.
I don't know.
Only for you two, because everyone else is
Because
agreeing.
even if I freak out about it, I still do it.
Even if you freak out about it, you still do it.
Yeah, even if I'm freaking out about something, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Do you though?
Yeah.
We'll find out here as I continue on. I'm about to say because that's all. Because
Some things, yeah, but
if you ever play LA Noir,
what's that?
Ooh.
if you never play LA Noir, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know this right here. It's gonna go over your head, but if you play LA Noir, you get this extra doubt.
Oh my god.
So, what about you?
God damn it.
I kind of agree with the statement more so that
Only kind of. Only kind of.
I don't think but
Speak up into the mic.
I was like, I kind of do agree with your statement. I feel like
Gotta eat the mic.
No, don't put it. Don't. Yeah. Speaking to the mic, goddammit. You're speaking towards me.
Eat the mic. Put it closer.
I don't like that.
Goddamn.
Don't put your tit in the mic.
Well, her
caught
tits,
it,
her
but-
tits are
That's the
fucking.
mic.
So it's not. So look.
We were talking-
She didn't put her tits in the mic. The mic got attracted to that gravitational field of her tits because her tits are huge. Anyway, keep going.
I did knock over a couple bottles trying for the ashtray, just by the. But I do agree with your statement, and I do feel like there's one thing. There's less consequences.
What do you mean?
Not consequences. Just I feel like the rules have changed.
How so?
I feel as though
The whole no child gets left behind, no more dodgeball and fucking
I hate
PE.
that.
I was so mad.
Everyone gets a
I
fucking
hate
trophy.
that no child gets left behind. Because we got screwed over by that.
Who is this we?
Cat no.
Oh, okay.
We got screwed over by no child gets left behind.
I would agree with that
Because-
statement.
Because no child gets left behind, you can't skip grades anymore.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, but you gotta struggle to do it.
No, not really. You still skip grades. I'm about to say no child gets left behind is basically saying that the fucking retards in your class, the the people that's there just to fucking be retarded and like shit themselves and throw their shit like monkeys, or kids that don't know how to wipe their ass, so now they got like shit ass crust whenever they're sitting down in the chair and they can't sit still. Like
That's all.
I can't agree to that statement. So now he's getting more into specific. I'm like, I don't know if I can agree to that anymore. Like,
Okay,
Like it was made to
You
make
got
sure
too
that those
specific.
it's made to make sure that those students are kept up with people that are actually kind of smart. So that's what that is. So I agree with you that it fucked up, a good portion of my generation and your generation and everything else like that. And the reason why I agree with that though is because you get fucking retards. Like I said, shit slinging dumbasses. People that drool in their sleep and whatnot. Not in their sleep because sometimes I have to be in a good sleep.
Bro, you good sleep, my nigga?
there will be a little stain by
I
the
fixed
pillow.
it.
Listen.
People that show up with jewel stains on their lips
Oh.
from fucking waking up
That's
early
what
to
it
fucking in the morning to go to school, and make sure that those kids are stuck in classes with those that get good grades, and that dumps down the entire class. So that's why I agree with you on
It
that.
also brings in that was the start of standardized, the start of standardized testing across all 50 states. I wrote a whole thesis on this for my final paper.
Yeah, standardized testing is also one of the worst things that could possibly happen. That's neither here nor there. Get back to it though, right? So with that being that, I do actually want to dive into a bit of this here anxiety, because it is it's a plague on a lot of people, and now a lot of the weaker of the older generation, my generation, those that came before me, are using this as an excuse to damn selves. Now, my personal view stance on fucking anxiety is nothing more than an excuse to not do some shit. Along with that right there, it's nothing more than false fear. So, what are you guys' viewpoints on anxiety? Because that's mine. Like, either you're fucking having some bullshit ass false fear pumped in your head to help you avoid and rationalize avoiding doing some shit that you just don't want to do.
There are different forms of anxiety.
Yeah, there's a lot of different forms.
The main form of anxiety is that the main form of anxiety is that
such thing as the main
there's
form?
No main
Yes.
form of anxiety.
okay. Give me your different quote unquote forms of anxiety.
Okay, so I have anxiety.
Uh-huh.
Start with that. My anxiety gets to the point where if I'm feeling overwhelmed by a situation, I can, like, my entire body will start shaking, like tremors shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll start to have a panic attack. Like, it can be paralyzing. Some people black out.
Define blackout.
Blackout, like
Drop to the
like,
floor.
Like you don't
know
recall
what's happening.
anything of what's going on in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it, I feel like a lot of anxiety. Everybody, I feel like everybody has some form of anxiety, and that, yeah, it impacts people in different ways.
So
and it's something that stems from like childhood and like it can stem from childhood, your upbringing, or lack thereof, or you being put in situations where you feel less than, and like you yeah. It's like that.
So okay. So while I will agree with you in the fact of the matter is that everyone has anxiety and whatnot, the question is, do you let it cripple you? Do you let it get to the point where, oh yeah, I can't do shit today? I mean, you just said earlier that it gets to the point where you black. You didn't say you black. You said some people black out, but it gets to the point where you just can't do shit, right?
Depression
Yeah, that's
falls in with anxiety.
not 100%.
Not 100%.
When you're
but-
anxious for so long, you can get depressed.
Exactly,
While I
so
listen,
it-
when you're fucking happy for so long, you can get depressed.
Exactly.
Depression can come
Yeah,
from anything.
so-
Anxiety is not the main cause of depression, though.
It's not.
We didn't.
No.
They didn't say that.
They did. We did
No,
say
no,
that
but
it
no,
can
no.
lead to depression.
Yeah, just like happiness can lead to depression. So, just like fucking anything can lead to depression.
How does happiness lead to depression?
Well, you get so happy at one point in time, and all of a sudden, oh shit, what's making me happy is no longer there. And now I'm
That's
depressed.
That's different.
I was gonna say, I
That's
never,
anxiety though.
I never been sitting there and been like, damn, I had 5 good days in a row. Damn, gloomy as fuck.
But no, in all honesty, though, what you just said though, Clint, some people are actually like that to the point where they are having a great fucking time.
Bipolar disorder.
But then it gets to the point where no, not even bipolar disorder. They're having a great fucking time. It just gets to the point where this actually was going to bring me to another point of mine that I was going to have, and this actually ties into a lot of what you just said, and a lot of the people that go through the anxiety to the point where it's crippling. And what was the thing you said about? Oh yeah, it stems from childhood and you feeling lesser than.
Childhood lesser than traumatic,
Right.
something traumatic that might have happened.
Right.
So, one of the biggest issues that I see with this and everything else like that is the fact of the matter is that the person that's going through these anxiety issues or whatnot to the point where it's crippling and I can't do shit for self. The way that I personally see this right here, self-hatred. You can't convince me otherwise.
Self-hatred?
Self-hatred. And it's getting to the point where, like she said, sometimes it stems from childhood to the point where, it's your upbringing or lack thereof, like she said. And with you doing that and everything, as a child, you avoid things. You avoid the pain. Pain fucking hurts. You don't want to deal with that, especially as a fucking child. So you find different ways of getting past that.
You might not even know you're avoiding it though.
That's the thing about though. A lot of people do not know that.
But it's like I feel like these are you're mixing two different things. Like
No, not really.
That's my opinion.
No, but
Because my opinion is the same as yours. Like,
no. You said from you feel
I know,
some
but
message
you
to
shot
different
it
things.
down like it was
You're right.
irrelevant.
No. I'm not
Yeah.
shooting it down like it's irrelevant. I'm shooting it down because it's an inaccurate. It's an inaccurate statement
To
To
you.
you.
to the facts.
To
What
you.
facts?
Well,
can you please
What
give
are
me
the
a doctor?
numbers? What is
Can you
the?
please give me the
No.
statistics? Can you please give me all that information? Because I want to research this from your standpoint. Because you're trying to say this is the facts and this is what it is.
this is
But
the
you're
facts.
not bringing
This is
the
what it
facts.
is.
You're not
You
giving
deal
me
with it
that.
all the time.
All right, so
You've
now
been giving
then,
your opinion.
You're giving your opinion.
where's the? All right, so listen. Here we go. You guys listening?
Of course.
When it comes down to the stemming from the fact of the matter is that this is all self-hatred and everything else like that, you can take a look at the research for those that go through these anxiety attacks and everything else like that. When they go through these psychotherapists and everything else like that, they trace it back down to their childhood. They trace it back down to the fact of the matter is that they feel lesser than. They feel as if they deserve to be lesser than. They feel as if, they don't really fit in. These are actual facts and these are actual things. When you take a look at the stats of these psychotherapists, of those that go through and treat anxiety.
Okay, the way you just explained it is a hell of a lot different. Than
Well,
what
if you guys
said.
actually let
Well,
me
if you
talk,
just-
if you guys actually let me talk, was I not on that path of that? Was I not on the path of that? Then you said, well, I personally feel as if it's wrong. You guys didn't let me get to that point.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, no.
So
I
did
was
you
like-
did you not let me get to my point?
We did let you get to your point.
No, you did not. So
No.
anyway, keep
Are you
going.
still? Are you still?
I still
Are,
got
are,
your
are,
point.
you want to get
Or
your
do you
point
still wanna
now?
hear
No,
what they're saying?
So I was saying beforehand because y'all jumped down my goddamn throat early. So
I
that's
still
what I was
want-
saying.
Look, you know what?
But you
I still
asked
want
me
the
what did
numbers.
you say first?
No, not in the middle of me talking. Goddamn.
First day you shut me
Right.
down.
Yeah, I did shoot you down because you
So
said,
you
in my
lied.
opinion.
But you-
Because
but
no,
you
listen.
asked
Because
her.
literally, and you said, in my opinion, is you're wrong. And I was like, no, you're wrong. Because I'm letting you know, you're going against facts.
You didn't give me any numbers.
You
didn't-
still
didn't
give
me-
me
you still didn't give me no
resources.
reason. You didn't give me.
You said you said
nada.
according to who?
According to the research from psychotherapists around the United States of America,
Which one?
you look it up.
Look
Look it
What
up.
You
are
giving
you
it
saying?
to
I'm looking
me.
it up right now.
Look it up.
What are we saying?
Dead ass.
What are we saying?
Like the fact of the matter is that majority of these shits come from the fact of come from
Where
the childhood
is-
shit and self hatred. Look this shit the fuck up if y'all don't believe it. You got it in the US, you got it in the UK.
Okay.
This shit
so
has been
it
done.
does.
Oh,
Experiences in childhood,
Oh.
adolescence, or adulthood are common.
who the
to
fuck said that?
anxiety
Oh,
problems.
look, are you
Right.
really doubting what the fuck I'm saying?
I didn't
No,
say we
didn't
doubted.
say-
We
didn't
asked
say we
for the
doubted it
resources.
because
So what is looking up the shit that so you doubt me?
we're not saying we doubt you.
We were just
You didn't
asking.
say show me the numbers.
Yeah, I doubt you.
Okay.
We didn't say we doubt you. We said where is it coming from?
Show me the numbers.
Show,
And I
where's
explained.
the-
And then I
But
explained.
you didn't say
Didn't I
where it
explain?
came from.
Okay, but,
Didn't I explain it?
Okay, let's not argue
In the
about
United
where it
States
came
and the
from.
UK, did I not explain the
Yes,
surveys and
okay,
shit that goes
sure.
through psychotherapists? Did I
Yes,
not say
you
that?
Did, you did.
To a point.
Do you think I'm just talking out my ass? Is that what the fuck y'all think? Y'all think I'm
No.
just talking out my ass for the fuck of it?
No.
How would you actually talk out your ass? Like,
Well,
how does that even work? Like,
I spread my cheese, go. Blah, 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 blah.
Have you not seen Ace
Okay,
Ventura?
okay, so
no.
So a lot of shit does stem from the self hatred and whatnot. Like I said, it's one of those things where it comes down from that. But like I said, as a child and whatnot, children don't understand this, what they're actually looking for. It's not until you actually get a rational thought as an adult or adolescence for that matter. You can start as early as adolescence. Some people can start a little bit before then. But it's one of those things where it goes from self-hatred to avoiding the situation. And it's like you said, a lot of people do not understand that they actually hate themselves. Like, there was a psychoanalyst that I was looking up and everything else like that. He had a quick survey on how to find out whether or not you hate yourself or not. And it's one of those things we got to answer the questions honestly. I forget majority of the questions and whatnot because I obviously didn't answer. Oh no, I hate I didn't answer any of that. But it goes down to do you feel as if people should be honored and happy to have you around, and questions like that. Questions that really pique your self-esteem. Pique to show you where your self-esteem is. So
That
that's
shit been low.
but that's just what that is. But we got you guys. You guys don't really agree with what I'm saying here as far as the self-hatred thing goes, do you?
I didn't.
we do.
I'm asking.
I do kind of agree with your statement on self-hatred. being around people who anxiety is crippling.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the main things of them being taught to hate themselves. And then that will always stick with them and be a core issue that bleeds off into other things.
All right.
So a learned behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and I also think that it stems from your genetics.
No,
You what?
I exited out that, but keep going.
Well, wait, can you let her finish her statement before you exit out?
Why?
Why do I exit out that it stems from genetics?
Yes, why? Go
Why
ahead.
do I feel
I'll
as
let
if
you
it
go ahead.
doesn't-
Why?
I have a good couple people within my family that has these anxiety issues and whatnot, and it's nothing but the newer generation that has these issues. Their parents, to my knowledge, don't have these issues.
Well,
You just said that. Their parents, to your knowledge, don't have these issues. Why is that? Because the older generations were very much.
The older generations.
It's just that just like every all you all like cinnamon Twix over here and all happy foods. But no, like the older generations, it was they didn't believe in like my dad, for instance. He doesn't believe in counseling. Doesn't believe in that people have different disorders, like as far as like mentally, like ADHD, those kind of things.
I agree with your dad.
Why? How?
So these things, they may exist and everything else like that, but they're not an excuse.
But we didn't say excuse. He said he doesn't believe they exist.
So no, that's what I'm saying. I agree with him because a lot of people use these things as excuses. But no, I 100% agree
Okay,
with
but
your
like-
dad. Like, you know, they
yes, a lot of people that do have it though, they do tend to use it as an excuse a lot. I've met people that use.
shit, half your friends was like that.
Yes, half of my friends were like that, and
Are
I'm not
like that.
friends with them anymore. Okay.
That's a mindset.
Was that English?
That's like.
Well, you know what? You don't even look English. Thank you very much.
That's a good thing. I'd rather him be American than English.
But no, I have friends that use it as an excuse. I had a friend that was autistic. She found she was autistic after she graduated high school. She used it as an excuse for every little thing, every problematic thing that
Dude, what is she,
did.
Peter Griffin? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm retarded. Kicking down stalls of female bathroom.
Retarded.
No, like when I tell you, she would do something or say something out of pocket, and like at a certain point, you're like, no, this is actually like common sense. You don't treat people like this. Oh, I have autism. You need to understand more. Well, you can only be understanding to a certain point. Or some people are like, oh man, I have ADHD, so it's hard, and you know how hard it is for me, and this person didn't understand, and they got mad at me. Well, even so, that doesn't give me an excuse for those behaviors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people, they do have it, and they know, okay, well, this explains a lot, so now I can move on to better myself and do better.
All right.
Right?
Mhm.
There's like two different people that use it, and so some people that don't really believe in it, well, yeah, you can choose not to believe in it. Some people do have mental issues such as anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, but if you know that you have it, then you know how to treat yourself, then that's where it can be. You can know how to treat yourself and do better instead of using it to cripple yourself. You know what I mean?
I'm on the fence with agreeing and disagreeing with you, but I want to go back to what you were talking about as far as it being genetic. What were you saying?
You gonna let her finish?
No, yeah, that's why I'm going back to it. Yeah, your genetics.
Yeah, no, I think it is
I
genetic.
can. I can tell you right off the bat, older generation, they present their anxiety in different ways. Like when I tell you, my mother, she has anxiety. She starts overthinking, but her anxiety is crazy because when I was in high school, my brother left me at school for about 6 hours after school. Like there was no school in session at all, and he left me at school for 6 hours. He dropped me off, and then he left me. And my mom's initial reaction, you could have gotten raped. And that's her anxiety. You could have gotten raped. And she yelled at me instead of him. And I'm like, and my brother's like, Mom, I picked her up. She's good. She stayed in the school. She's okay. And my mom, what if there was a janitor there or some random man and
like
he could have
TC.
taken her chest and he would have taken her and did whatever and nobody would have helped her and she didn't have her phone. I'm like, well, you know, you took my phone. That's your fault. But like that's how she presented her anxiety. Like her constant anxiety was somebody hurting her child, but she expressed it in the wrong way.
She always goes to 1,000 sometimes.
Yes, parents go to 1,000 when some parents, instead of
So
saying, "Oh, that kind of scared me, don't do it again," their reaction is the worst thought possible.
So I'm not trying to, cause I don't know your mom from a can of paint. Are you sure it's not just a tactical control?
Sometimes it's a tactical
It is.
control.
And the reason why I say, because I don't see that as anxiety on her end.
And
Because
sometimes
if it was anxiety
is.
on her end, given, you know, what we got going on here and everything, does she have transportation? Did she have transportation?
Yeah, she did have transportation.
She would have got you. She would have got you.
But-
6 hours at the school?
I
I
had
don't
no
know.
phone though. I had
Again.
no phone, no way of contacting anybody.
6 hours at the school.
I'm sorry?
Your brother dropped you off. Your brother has a phone. She could have called you, but where's my daughter?
Well, she didn't care because she expected.
So if she didn't care, how can it be
But-
anxiety?
But because it's just like the way it presents itself. Sometimes in the moment,
No.
I don't know. Sometimes in the moment, it's just different ways. But that's one way I can tell you. Yeah, no, she was definitely anxious about me being left at the school for hours.
I don't. That's so. Is that see? The reason why I can't say that is it's the way you're rationalizing it. You rationalize it as her being anxious and everything else like that. I don't see it as that.
What do you see it as?
I told you earlier, it's form of control.
Form of control.
That's the way I personally see it.
Well-
And the only reason why I say that is because, well, I have a very well, my mother used to be very controlling, tries her hardest. Just doesn't work out that way for her. That's just the way it is.
Manipulation.
Yeah, extreme
Definitely
control manipulation.
Control manipulation.
That's the way I see that.
Yeah.
Like I don't see it as as her form of anxiety, her showing anxiety or whatnot. Because again, if it was her like being anxious or anything like that, she would have came and got your ass. She would have found a way to track you down, and that would have been that.
And her coming up with this scenario and then
Track
telling
you
you the
down,
worst part
smack
scenario, so
you
it's
down.
in your mind
Right.
And then-
Like,
and
that would happen
it's
if
also-
you were left alone.
Like here's
so
the
you can't leave.
And here's another reason why I'm saying that it's another form of manipulation, because when it comes down to come down, I left my fucking family. At the age of 17, I left my fucking family. They came up with all these bullshit scenarios. My mother included, the family I was staying with included, all of them. Yeah, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna end up in a ditch, booty butt naked, legs spread, asshole spread, and dead. And I was like,
Stop.
glistening. Oh yeah. They told me I was gonna be in a ditch, pants down, asshole naked, raped from a random big buff black nigga. That's what the fuck they said.
Got that Vaseline glisten on the ass. You know?
Exactly.
That's why he's called the big, the buff, the black.
They used to call me noodle dick when I was in jail, but that's neither here nor there.
Because he was always on because he was always on the right side of the dick. That's
Damn
why.
straight.
I knew you were gay.
Wow.
I knew you were gay.
Well,
But no, though. So like, I get shit like that right there. I get my mom telling me that when I move out here, everyone out here is gonna fucking betray me, and then what I'm gonna do then? My response is, I'll figure it the fuck out, and that's exactly what I did. I figured it the fuck out because I did come out here. The person I was out here with, I was on some bullshit. They allowed the bitch to run the fucking house, and I'm not a fan of bitches running my goddamn house in which I live, in which I pay rent, and so on and so forth. You're not gonna run me. I am my own fucking man. That's all that really boils down to, right? But no. So like I said, I personally see that as a form of manipulation and control rather than a form of anxiety or being anxious. No, I could be wrong. Like I said, this is just my personal opinion. I could be wrong.
that's just an example.
Yeah. But no. So what do you guys? What do you
The
you
dude.
two feel about thinking about anxiety and everything else like that?
Genetic or
quiet over there.
And do you guys like think that's a self-hatred thing, like I'm saying, or?
I do think it is a self-hatred thing, because if you didn't hate yourself or dislike something about yourself, there would be no form of depression. Depression literally, I mean, I'm no expert, but for me, because I have depression, it's basically me not having confidence within myself to either perform said actions or even talk to people. So I think it does stem a form of self-hatred.
And then that, like you just said, that in itself leads to anxiety about that situation. Mm-hmm. But I mean, as far as about letting it rule you or not, like, and 'cause it seemed like the question was more about like upbringing and situation, having to do with how people were being told to deal with it or not.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I was going with that.
No, I mean, you're 100% accurate, but also
like our generation.
Our generation was just like, so
upside.
Deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay, cool. You know, people shit every day. All right, go on about your business. That's the way it was for us. Yeah, and this brings me actually to one of my favorite quotes of all time, right? Because TJ and I know this one girl, Ashton, who was having an issue with her, who was having an issue with some shit going on, right? And she's letting her life just get ruined by like bad things that's happening. And I tell her, like, listen, the winds of change blows on all of us. The only difference is how you set your sails. This bitch got mad as fuck when I said that shit. What does setting your sails have to do with anything? It's like, well, if you actually understood what the fuck I was saying, you'd understand that what I'm saying is everyone has their ups, everyone has their downs. The only difference is when the winds of change, i.e. the downs come, it's all about how you take the downs. How you decide you want to set that sail up so you can get a better wind. Let that sit so it can warm up first and get gray.
It kills me when you told her to read a book, right?
Oh, shit,
and she was like,
pissed.
so how is that going to benefit me?
It helps you.
No,
I was
like
like,
this
the
is a
fuck?
whole nother situation. She was complaining about, money issues and everything else like that. It's like, well, read a book. And she got really upset about that. And I was like, listen, you got to understand, like, reading books and whatnot, like, if you want to hide secrets, put it in the fucking books and no one wants to fucking read. Like, you can find the secrets of anything. If you even pick up the Bible, you can find secrets on wealth, you can find secrets on morality, you can find secrets of, polyamory, monogamy, of all types of shit. There's examples of everything being successful within that shit.
Sacrifice.
But you gotta know what you're looking for.
All the game.
Yeah.
All
the Sodom.
the guys are gay.
But yeah, so that's just what it is. So anyway,
What guys are gay? I ain't gay.
In the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, but which
Why didn't you know?
So-
Big word.
So
Continue on.
So aside from it being self-hatred, there's also aside from being self-hatred, now one of the more common things that happens alongside of self-hatred, because this does lead to self-hatred as well. It is the fact of the matter is that the person that's suffering from anxiety is avoiding a whole nother situation completely. Now, you guys agree or disagree with that statement?
So this one I will ask for example of what do you mean like avoiding another complete?
All right, so here's what we're gonna go ahead and go with right here, right? I'm gonna do something mild for this example. Say somebody is driving to a different state or whatnot to celebrate the holidays with, the in-laws or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. They're fucking losing their shit in their mind because, oh my God, I'm not gonna get there in time. Oh my God, I'm not sure what time I'm gonna arrive. Oh shit, I want to be there at this specific time. Oh my God, what do I do? So now they're panicking and losing their shit over it, right? Mm-hmm. But in all honesty, what they're really fearing of is, damn, should I even be going on this vacation? Should I be even going on this family trip for the holidays or whatnot? I don't even like these guys like that. So what they're really avoiding is the fact of the matter is they don't really like these guys like that. But what they're masking it, the anxiety itself is a smokescreen to hide that fact. And now they're hyper focused on, will I get there in time, rather than, oh yeah, I don't like these people.
But what if you can't actually pinpoint that?
That's the issue. You can't pinpoint that. And I actually do have something for that. But I'm going to say that at the end on how you can actually try to figure that portion out. I'm going to save that for the end, though. But do you guys like...
No, I 100% agree.
Of the whole smokescreen thing?
I understand that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's always underlying issues or
Right.
like you
Yeah.
go to a therapist or psychiatrist, you're like, well, let's take it back to what are the steps?
What
that happen?
really causes this?
Yeah, they go
You
that
play a
route.
game?
Yeah.
They don't
'Cause-
go that route. So there's always something behind. It's layered. It's always layered.
It's always-
not
yeah.
just one thing. It's multiple things put together, and then you make up your own scenario of what happened on top of that as a kind of way a coping mechanism.
Exactly. So which leads to anxiety, which it's like everybody.
But then it gets down to the point where, like she said, you people try to find a way to cope with it. And when they find a way to cope with it, what they're really doing is running away from the actual situation.
I'm good, bro.
Can you swipe the coal on top? I'm waiting for the coal to get back on top so I can actually get it going. But
Oh man.
yeah, yeah, the coal's been dead for a while. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I had to light a coal.
And slide down the pole.
It should be good right there. Here we go.
I want to get a stripper pole and use it
Nah, bro, I'm good.
for exercise. It actually really is exercise.
But yeah, though.
Full body workout.
But Jesus Christ,
Please.
we just lost a man.
Are you okay?
That was my bad.
Why'd you start choking? Was it
Because
too
of
big
you.
for you?
No.
What did I say?
Oh, so I can imagine him when you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a full body workout.
It is
on
a
the
full
stripper
body
pole.
workout. It's good for your arms. It's good for your legs.
Right as I started to swallow too.
Ew.
Yes.
Why you're making it gay too?
I mean, like they do have like
You can get your
exercise classes.
Do you see how flexible?
They call them Pilates.
Like-
No, I understand
I
that.
went to. I went.
Yeah, they call them Pilates.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I'm joking. I don't know. I'm making that shit up. I'm making that shit up. I don't know what the fuck they call it.
Bruh.
Like.
They call it pole aerobics.
It's
Yeah,
actually
it
a
is
sport
pole
too. It's
aerobics,
actually a very intense sport where like
Stripping
there's-
is not a sport.
No. Pole dancing is a sport.
Pole dancing
And so
is-
basically like
Stripping
it's
is not.
literally
No, listen.
No, let me
The
tell
best
you.
way to pole dance, you 25 feet in the air. You have too much baby oil in it, you slip down,
Let me
crack your face on
Like-
the thing, get back up and start twerking.
Stripping is
one pole.
Yes, no. So basically, like I actually got really into it because I want to actually like learn how to properly.
You see,
pole
this is
dance.
why I
And
chose-
it's not even that. Like there's championships for it, and I've watched like some studios. There's one bar going up, a bar going across the ceiling, and another bar going down. And
That sounds like Ninja Warrior.
And literally, girls, they climb up the pole, do gymnastics, climbing back and forth across the top pole, and then like they go down, and it's like
Yeah, that's what she did yesterday. Yeah.
and it's not.
Ew!
Oh my god, I'm talking.
Holy shit, she's right. There is actually a pole dancing fucking. It's called the
Yes.
Pole League, the American Pole League.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's really actually really cool to watch. Like
They're strong. as
it's really cool to watch because some of the things they do,
Dog.
like they can hang on with one arm and like it's
Yo,
full muscle
TJ.
control that you need to learn.
TJ, Clint, can you guys just imagine China in her man prime up there in that pole just stripping for you guys?
Nani?
the look of disgust that you cannot see because there's no camera.
If they watch,
But-
if they watch
But,
WWF,
like,
they
it's not-
understand.
it's actually a sport. Like yes.
All right.
I think
Yeah, we're on top of that. Let's get back on it real quick, all right? So, one thing I did forget about as far as the self-hatred thing goes and whatnot, a lot of the stuff that happens with them and everything else that does become a self-fulfilling prophecy. To the point where it's like, oh yeah, you know, I don't deserve to be around this person or whatnot. I don't feel as if, you know, I deserve to be in their presence, this group of friends or whatnot is too good for me, so on and so forth, right? The anxiety helps force that self-fulfilling prophecy to come true. Because
put in that energy and you kind of start sabotaging yourself so it won't happen the way you want it to happen, and then to kind of trying not to set yourself up for disappointment, but you're disappointed anyway that it still didn't happen, and you're just kept that never-ending cycle of unhappiness.
Yeah. All right. So, with that being that, right, we're gonna go ahead and go off with that right there. Has anyone here? I guess I know you guys would actually catch yourselves doing it then, but I'm going to ask anyway. Anyone here that has gone through their anxiety issues or whatnot, recognize that they were using anxiety as a smokescreen without knowing it? Anyone here done that?
Sometimes I can see it because sometimes like when I'm really anxious, I'll sit there and I think I'm like, okay, like I actually think about like why am I so anxious? Like what's making me anxious? And I know I get anxious when I have to do like things in front of others because I'm like, man, what if I mess up like so bad it's not even gonna be funny? And that makes me procrastinate on certain things I need to get done until like right when I gotta do it.
All right. Anybody else? I know TJ does the same damn thing. He's a fucking super procrastinator. I'm still waiting this goddamn poetry to be finished written, but you know.
Ooh,
I feel like sometimes
Shots
when you're like
fired.
procrastinating, like your best work kind of comes from
That's
but that's
true,
me,
like-
my best work.
like-
Like if I use like a week to work on my shit, It don't turn out that good. But I mean, the last like 30 minutes
The
of
last
just
30
straight
minutes,
crying
that's the best
tears and
work.
typing at the same time.
And then you sleep good afterwards. You get an
You
A
do.
plus and you sleep good.
No, when I write, that's not the case at all.
It's
It's not that case at all. Like, I need time to be able to connect ideas together to make it so that, because I'm a perfectionist when I write. So in the last 30 minutes, there could be so many things I'm not saying that I wanted to say. So that would never work for me. I can't. Nah.
Yeah, the same thing for me.
Sometimes
Like
it's
I,
get caught in your head, and it's like you're trying to get them out on paper, but they won't come out.
No, I'm more on the line of like when it's forced, it comes out.
yeah. See, you're with them. I'm with TJ on this right here. It's just like, yeah, I can't.
Depending.
All right,
Like
yeah.
I'm not. All right. What I'm not saying is it's like not under like a full time crunch, but when the full weight of it is on you, I do better work.
All right.
But I still would need the time to get it done. Like, don't get me wrong there. Like,
You're not gonna wait the last.
I'm not gonna wait until like 30 minutes before something is due.
What about 2
Like,
days?
give it
before?
like
Like
5
2
hours.
days?
Or so, 5
You
to
say
6
2
hours.
days?
Yeah.
A school paper is different than like actual like.
Probably.
That is very
I
true.
probably would
So,
wait 2
No,
days.
see,
I mean,
I can't
No.
say that.
right now school is my life.
Well, no,
kinda,
but I'm saying the actual paper itself, like, is not your life. Like, I mean, unless you're writing about your life, it's not your life.
So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Like I disagree with that. The reason why I disagree with that is because school and whatnot is there, especially when it comes to you write newspapers and everything else like that. When they give you a big old project, it's setting you up for what you have to do as an adult. You have to properly learn how to manage your time. If you get to the point where I'm just going to procrastinate till last minute and just throw out whatever, you're living a life of mediocrity. That's just my personal opinion of it. You live in a life of mediocrity. You're never going to do anything great with yourself if you do that. Because waiting last minute to get shit done means you don't really give a fuck about it. You're just doing it because you have to do it.
See, look, the only time I don't wait last minute though is when I'm working with others. Because I want to get it done because I don't
Yes.
want to talk to you ever again.
All right, that
I
does
want
make
it done
sense
like
though.
2 days after it's assigned because I hate all of you.
Oh, you would hate me as a partner.
Because I've
No,
had
you
so
that
many
one?
partners.
No, and-
I
and-
get it done, and
until
it gets
2
done
hours
very well,
before.
but then,
And,
like,
Go
a
and
day
change the whole
before.
entire project, and
No,
then I'm
and-
like, I
You're
want
gonna
to
have
kill
me
you.
stressing and having anxiety over your part because you want to have me waiting. To
No,
see if we're actually gonna get this A.
No,
No, it's gonna be gotten.
Oh, okay, no, I should not be waiting because
Huh.
what if you messed up on some part?
Hey, look, you don't even
And it's
have to
like-
wait. Just accept that solid C, bruh. Shit.
No!
Shit, Bush
No.
became president off of C's, baby.
C's get degrees.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I will say this one thing right here though.
What's wrong with
I will say this one thing right here though. C students hire A students to do their work for them, and that's
Very
in
much
life.
So
Ah.
That's very true.
I got my mother to write most of my papers for me.
That's what I'm saying. C student. Now I'm not talking about papers. I'm about in life in general.
That's
Who owns the companies? C students. Who owns
Work
majority of
smarter, not
businesses?
harder.
C students. Henry Ford wasn't a smart motherfucker. He just had smart motherfuckers under him. Look up his life. I kid you not. I swear to God.
That's actually true.
That's true.
Like Henry Ford, they like, oh,
you pull them
But-
around because you.
But the thing is, I hate people that I hate when I'm in a project and people they change it last minute and they make
first
the
things
project
first. You ain't
worse.
never been to projects a day in your life. I can tell by the way you talk. You ain't never been to projects a day in your
Damn.
life.
I said working on a project, not in the project.
You ain't even listening. Damn.
I know. I'm
She
messing with
said
you.
working with other people, like describe the whole shit and everything.
So like it's a struggle because you could be doing the whole project right, then like nowadays you got to make a whole copy of the project that's originally done because somebody will go in change the whole thing while everybody's sleeping at 1:00 in the fucking morning, and then it's due at 8 a.m. the next day. And you walk in, what the fuck is this?
I'm gonna
You're
turn my
about to
head.
present it.
Well,
And
that's
then
your fault.
And I'm like, are you serious?
It's your fault.
Hi.
Like, then you gotta go talk to the professor. Hey, yo, they changed the whole thing right before we presented it. So yeah, that's happened to me like a solid 5 times in school.
See, this is the reason
Okay.
why. See, you guys would have
I feel like
hated
this could look
slash loved
better.
me
Oh my
because
gosh.
when it came to. All right, so here we go. Back on topic.
Yes. Sorry.
So the question is, how do most people fix their anxiety issues, right? And there's 3 big ways that people do this.
Cannabis.
Wow, I would
yes.
like that.
That's a big one right there. That's a.
So
I don't know how I got to school that week.
So let me go ahead and say the reason why that. Let me explain to you why cannabis does not work.
It's a help and hinder.
No. No, not a help. The reason why it doesn't work, and the reason why it's not a help. It's the same reason why the 3 ways that majority of everybody else tries to fix this doesn't fucking work. The other 3 ways is traveling, going to another destination. All right, this place I'm in right now isn't fucking fun. It is what it is. I want to go out somewhere, have some fun. Let's go out to the beach, enjoy the sea. Fucking stingrays out there. Let's go fuck some shit up. Let these niggas know that Steve Irwin got hitters out this way still. You know what I'm saying? So we got fucking.
Always.
I feel like that's when you be like, oh, I don't like this. Let's drive like 3 hours away real quick.
So we got travel. We got the home, i.e. a lot of people or whatnot. Some people take time, tidy up the house to be everything in a nice special place. Everything has its own little thing. If you ever watch Ed and Eddie, take Double D's house for example.
Those people are the
Everything has
freaks.
fucking-
Oh my God.
everyone has their fucking their place, and everything has a label for where everything's supposed to be at. Right? That's what that is. People think that's how you find Zen. If you don't believe me, you also take it into some fact of matters that feng shui was a thing at one point in time. Let's not forget about that.
It still
It still is a thing.
It's popped up
To the
on the
point
TikTok
where-
multiple
It
times.
can affect how the energies in your house
So-
but that's a different
So
conversation.
as I'm saying though, like that they think the feng shui, the layout of their house or whatnot is how they fix their anxiety issues. And then we have the most crippling.
Sex.
You're actually more right than wrong.
That is my
really?
favorite.
Yeah,
Seriously?
the most
It's a
crippling.
great
No.
stress, the endorphins from that.
So the most crippling thing that I personally feel as if some people with anxiety try to do to fix their anxiety issues is love. So
Ooh.
find themselves another partner and everything else like now. Love is the answer, but not in the way they do it. So love is the correct answer to helping out fixing anxiety, especially for the self-hatred. But the love that they seek isn't self-love. The love that they seek is love from someone else, love from the outside, and that will never fix the issue.
I agree with
It
that.
will not. It will not.
So, like, all of us here has seen someone with anxiety issues and everything else like that, or have dealt with it themselves, right? Those 3 things I just said. Do you agree that these are ways that a good bit of people try to fix the issue?
That's very true.
Travel,
Yep.
home,
Yep.
and love.
Fuck
Yep.
yes.
Because you ever see somebody like something happens and then
Hell
they just dip for like so long, you don't even know where they're at, but they just dip.
All right. So the reason why food, love.
What? This?
Hey,
Yeah.
so the reason why food, love, travel, home, and cannabis. The reason why these things don't work is for the simple fact of the matter is that these are nothing more than a way of running away from the issue.
Yes, so that means that the true answer is alcohol.
I mean,
God damn it, no, God
Hey,
damn it.
look, I do get alcohol courage.
I was gonna say music for me. I like the blast
of
major until like it's ringing, and I'm like, okay, I feel like I can move on with the next day of that one.
No, but the thing is though, right? At the end of the day, the real issue that comes about is never addressed. These are just ways of
Did you
quote
just sniff
unquote
her booty?
no. So these are just
You
ways
did.
of hey,
You did.
hey.
Sorry.
So these are just ways of coping with it, not dealing with it. Dealing with it and coping with it are 2 different things. Coping is what you do with the flu. Nothing you can do about it. These things right here, anxiety, depression, everything else that, these are things that you can actually do something about. Now, it's going to take a lot of work on your end, but you can do something about it. So, like, finding different ways of coping with it is not the way to fix the issue. Finding different ways of coping with it is like getting attacked by a tiger and putting a Band-Aid on your leg where a big chunk of meat is missing. And that's just what that is. So, like, that's the reason why it doesn't work. Do you guys agree, disagree, or no?
I moved to a whole continent. My problem still followed me. That was
Right, but
tough.
did you
Alright.
do anything to actually fix it?
I thought moving was leaving
See?
the environment was fixing it.
Like,
Yeah.
within yourself. Like,
That's the fun part.
it's not fucked.
I feel like it depends, like how people, like for me, I'm very much. I always say I'm like the skim the surface person. I don't want to know too much about anything. I don't want to know too much about myself because
And
That's overload.
there we go.
Like I don't want to know what's on the bottom of the ocean. I don't want to know how much shit is. We're a floating rock somewhere.
I want to know.
That's-
I want to know all of that.
No, so all that stuff, not interested in that. But I'm interested in that not the last part you said, the second last part you said, I don't want to know a lot about myself. That, in turn, in my personal opinion, is the core nugget of where anxiety comes from, where this false fear comes from. It's the fact of the matter is that, it boils back to the self-hatred. You're avoiding getting to know yourself. The reason why you're avoiding to get to know yourself sends back to the childhood or your upbringing or lack thereof. Because you feel as if you're unworthy, so on and so forth. That's the reason why, the travel, the home, the love, all that good shit, none of that shit is going to fix your issues. Because you still have to deal with your own issues yourself. This is one of those things where, somebody be like, oh yeah, I need affirmation for this, that, and the third. And you can get all the affirmation you want in the world. Nothing's going to help fix you up. Yeah, you'll be happy for all of 3 seconds. But then right afterwards, once that affirmation is gone, once that feeling from the affirmation is gone, once that feeling from, going out on vacation, the new home, or any of that good stuff is gone, you're right back to square one. So it's doing nothing but prolonging the inevitable.
Yes, this is the most true thing you're saying of any of this.
All of the shit I'm saying is true. God, I'm messing with you. I know what you're saying.
Thank God that was empty.
No, I know what you're saying.
No, I said most true.
No,
I didn't
I
say
know.
this was the true thing you're saying. I said the most true.
I'm the least racist of the one.
Because, no, 100%.
Yeah,
Like,
racist.
if you can't find happiness in who you are and what you enjoy in daily life, then no matter what filler you get that fills that void for a day, a month, a year, it's going to go away eventually, and you're going to still be you. Mm-hmm. So unless you be comfortable with who you are as a person and what really does make you as a person happy, and not what you think should make you happy, not what's making you happy for the minute, but what's going to keep you happy, then you can grow.
Yeah.
Can I add on to that?
Sure.
At peace. At peace.
Jump on.
Comfortable and at peace.
Yeah.
Because being comfortable is different than being at peace with yourself. Because
Being comfortable is coping. Being at peace is you've dealt with it.
yeah.
Oh, you got little footy socks.
Yeah, you know my toe socks.
Yeah.
See, my kids
Cotton
aren't long
candy
enough for
toes.
toes.
That was creeped up because I thought those were her actual feet at first.
Dude, I was just like, yo, you got some weird colored feet.
See, my toes aren't long enough to go.
All right, so I'm sorry, what were you saying now? I got.
I'm blah 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 squirrel dolphin. I forgot already. So it's, but
No, you saying that there's being comfortable and being at peace.
So being at peace and being comfortable, so being comfortable, it's I feel like that's a temporary, in the now thing versus at peace is resolved and dealt with and can move on and accept and carry on and it no longer impact your life.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Now then, the reason why people do these things, and like I said, is because they don't want to face the truth of the core that's going on with them. That's the reason why the false fear happens. That's the reason why you get to the point where I'm afraid of what the future has. I'm afraid of this fear. That's the reason why I say that anxiety is nothing more than false fear. I'm afraid of something that's not really there. I'm afraid of something that I'm putting in the air. That's just the way it is, right? It's like the monster underneath your bed. It isn't really there.
It is there.
It is there.
It's
It
there.
is there.
It's there. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No,
You just
mine-
brought
mine
it
was
to
in
a
the
whole
closet.
other
What?
realm of things.
Mine was in the
When
closet.
I tell you,
Not me.
Whoa!
Not me.
Whoa!
TJ,
I was
at
in the
night.
closet, but mine was still
No,
in
let
the
me
closet.
tell you.
Wait, time out.
No, let me tell you.
I want to go back to his right now.
Let me
So
tell
your
you.
monster was gay?
Let me tell you, because at night TJ just stands in my closet and stares at me all night long, and I be like, "What is this?"
Hold on, TJ.
Whoa!
Nigga, what?
He just stares at me with the clown smile every night.
I think those are other issues you're dealing with.
But no,
But no,
though.
demons are real.
But no, though. So we go on to the fact of the matter. Like I said, a lot of them have a hard time of facing the truth, right?
Yes.
And for those of you out there that are facing, the anxiety issues and everything else like that, this may be hard to think about in the moment or whatnot, but when you calm down and everything else like that, or if you can't think about it in the moment, this is the perfect time to think about it. But if you can't think about it in the moment, come back to it later on. And then just ask yourself this one simple question.
Why is your monster in the closet?
It's not socially acceptable yet. Damn it.
Sometimes it's on the ceiling.
But no, though. So here we go.
That's another step.
The question you ask yourself is, is if your mind wasn't filled with the anxious thoughts, what would you be thinking of?
Sex.
Dick. I mean, what?
Exactly, Clint. Exactly.
No, dead ass. Like
No, seriously.
That was my
sorry, no.
straightforward first thing that popped into my mind.
No, well,
No,
you're
yeah.
not, are you dealing with anxiety? Are you dealing with anxiety?
Not right at this moment.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you start dealing with the anxiety issue and whatnot, if your mind isn't filled with those anxious thoughts, what would your mind be filled with? That's how you get to the root cause of it. Because remember, like you said earlier, people don't know that they're using it as a smokescreen. But if you start thinking about that right now, don't get me wrong, a good portion of it is literally just that particular moment. But when you sit down, you take a step back away from yourself and ask yourself that question. You'll realize, well, my issue isn't with me getting here on time. My issue is actually with whether or not my relationship is going to survive or not. My issue is not with this, that, and the third. My issue is actually with the fact of the matter is that, I can't shit at night in the proper way. Or some shit like that.
What is some random shit that throws me off every single time? Like,
But no,
wait, well, I know.
But no, the point is, do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand 100%.
In
I
agreement.
don't understand about the shit.
You know what?
The shit
If
at
you've
night.
ever been constipated, you are worried. You are worried about
Well,
how
after 10
it'll
days,
come
you
out.
should go to the ER.
But no, so the question is though, do you guys agree with that statement, or yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I would agree with that. Knowing that, like, for me, it's like I have an anxiety calling family members. One, I don't want to talk to them. Two, I'll be like, I don't know you. I wasn't around long enough and trying to go in a relationship. What if something I say is wrong and I offend you? And then how I'll go back to my father, how would they look upon him about my actions? And it goes down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. So when you start getting to that point right there, you just ask yourself, okay, what is it that if I wasn't thinking about this, what would I actually be thinking about?
Hard.
Like, to find the root issue behind
booty
it.
bitches.
Daddy issues.
Because I can ask you all day.
Daddy issues.
Yeah, because I ask you all day, hey, listen, what's really ailing? What's really ailing you? If your mind's filled with those anxious thoughts, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. And so you gotta start thinking, like, okay, well, what is it that I would be thinking about aside from that?
Shit, mine's actually mama issues.
I got both issues. I got mom and daddy issues.
All right, but no, that's just that. But with that being that, like I said, this is gonna. I didn't say this earlier on in the show, but I said it before the show, and whatnot, that this was gonna be a pretty short show.
My super short show.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with that. Last thing I want to really say for real.
That brings us to our sponsor, Manscaped.
Get it right, get it
That
tight.
you can see the effects at OnlyFans/lightskinberrywhite.
.com.
Short or long, it still works.
Used to have hairy nipples, but now they're nice and smooth. Oh wait, I'm talking to the kid of goddamn hookah. We'll pretend like that didn't happen. But all right, though. For those of you that are actually dealing with these issues and everything else like that,
Play Raid Shadow Legends.
yes. No, for those of you that are actually dealing with those types of issues and everything else like that, like I will go ahead and say, I personally will tell you to man the fuck up. So don't come to me with that shit, because I'm going to tell you to figure that shit the fuck out, because that's the way that has been for me. But if you guys really want to get rid of the shit that you got going through, seek a psychiatrist.
Professional help.
That's all I'm going to tell you. Seek a psychiatrist, because
Don't just let it happen.
Don't avoid.
Yeah. No. The
Face it head on and get
Face
it.
it head on.
You know what? This might be the most
You
accurate
know.
thing yet, even now. It's like the stigma involved with seeking someone to break it down to you because you're not going to believe anyone else. I mean, you could hear the right answer, but unless it's a professional, you might not accept the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a professional, but just somebody that.
Someone who's studied
therapy.
Well, no, somebody, so a third party who is not somebody who's close to you, who is going to have a biased opinion,
Like they don't know anybody involved,
Exactly.
so they can
So
come
it's like-
straight with like.
That can get dangerous, though.
See,
Well,
here's what I want to say
I
right there.
think but that's what a psychiatrist is. It's dangerous.
But no, here's what I want to say about that
Because
right
it
there.
could be, like,
So, TJ and I actually had this girl named Abigail, Abby, whatever the fuck her fucking retarded ass name was. She's seeking out. She had to seek therapy, and everything. I congratulate her on seeking therapy, and then she decided you should do therapy too. It's like I'm good. Well, it's really helpful, so on and so forth. It's like, I already have my therapy session. My therapy session is the boys. And she's like, well, they're biased, so on and so forth. It's like, no, the boys are not biased. If the boys was biased, I'd be a much more fucked up individual. What the boys do for me is they are completely straight up honest with me. No strings attached. If I'm fucking up, they will tell me I'm fucking up in the harshest fucking way. And if they're fucking up, we would tell them they're fucking up in the harshest fucking way. That's just how it goes. That's why I was like, yeah, my therapy session is my boys. Though, not everyone has that.
Right.
So, but that's just because, men are better than females with their relationships.
Well, what I was getting at was if you're isolated and feel you have no one to talk to, don't just go to a random third party person. But if you have someone you feel you can talk to, then do that.
No, go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Very catty.
Very catty.
Hold
That's-
things in.
Are they
and
agreeing
tell
with
you
me?
shit to other
They,
people.
like,
And it's-
females can be very catty, so I agree with that statement. Like, no, like that's why a lot of there's not many females who you find that have female relationships like that, like true bonds, like males do. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because they're
The trust is
there's
very
exactly. It's-
like you be
it's
putting
like-
your trust in people, and then they just come
Right,
quick with it. You just like
yes.
it leaves a scar, and you be like, I can't trust the next
No.
person because what happened to the last person.
Yeah, I know. The last time I had a scar is when TJ fucked me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you guys for listening.
Well, apparently you didn't if you got a scar. So
No, that was the rubber burn is what left the scar. He did wrap it up.